Behold, and here goes nothing. This is gonna go just as badly as you might expect, learning a new keyboard live. I did a little bit of practice last night on stream, but on Twitch, but it's questionable. So if you want to check out this keyboard, you should go to my Twitter, and I pinned a picture of it. It is in two halves, so basically just imagine a normal keyboard, and imagine splitting it in half, and I'm only using the left half, and then get rid of the spacebar. So it's like that, kind of. You know, it's much more complicated than that, but that's what we're working with. So for gaming, there are a lot of reasons I have this keyboard, but for gaming, a positive is that it takes up way less space. I only need one half of the keyboard. You know, most of the time when you play video games, you don't actually use the other half of the keyboard, so like I could just get rid of it. Like it's way over there, like on the other side of my desk, and I just have the one little pad and then my mouse. It's much more like a little control pad, you know, and that feels great. I really like that. So there's that, but it has the challenge that, for example, I have no space bar, so I can't, you know, jump. So last night I redid all the key bindings, and now we should be kind of good to go, but I'm still not that good with it yet. It feels much better, but like I'm not used to where the keys are mentally, so you're gonna have to bear with me. So I'm using some cheesy weapons. Akbolto Prime is not that cheesy, but Prismagorgon is pretty cheesy. I shouldn't have to aim too much with this, which is good. Using Wukong is a little bit of a safety net, little safety net. Mios is a far more powerful than is necessary melee weapon that should help carry me through. So we're gonna just try to play normally today, but I'm like not that up to speed. I got this like less than 24 hours ago, so I'm not really up to speed. Ben, hello. Oh, so many people are here. Mechi, hello. Charles, yes, I am alive. I took a break from streaming last week, but for a little bit of last week, but I'm here. I am totally fine. Penance Angel, welcome. Yeah, it's been a little while. It feels like a long time for the YouTube streams because I only do the one a week. I don't know. I might do more than one a week at some point because it's fun. Kevin, hello. Mokofi, what kind of keyboard is it? So it's called the Model 1 by a husband and wife team calling themselves Keyboardio, keyboard.io, and it's great. It's awesome. And this is a pre-order one. There are very few people that have these. I think there's like less than 2,000 of these in customers' hands, like worldwide. So not very many people have them. It's very expensive. It's an incredibly nice thing. It is such a nice thing. There's so many good things I have to say about this, but yeah. So I will start playing, and once we get, I'm so not ready. Okay, hold on. I can bullet jump. Watch. There we go. Okay. So you can see it's kind of like I'm moving around regularly, but I have so many things to relearn. So I'm just going to play like random missions. We can go with people. If you want to join, I'm just going to leave it on public squad. So feel free to jump in if you really want to do that to yourself. We'll try to actually get stuff done today, but mostly it's just going to be like training myself to use this keyboard. But I can already type on it pretty well. Like typing like words is actually going pretty well. A lot better than I expected. Oh god. Thank you for destroying that laser bar. my good ally. Oh my god, beautiful. See, like I'm kind of navigating around. Oh god. Downstairs. There we are. At least shooting is easy because I'm still using a mouse. There we go. A. Okay. I was like, what's the button to capture that? I'm just like hitting a bunch of buttons on the keyboard. Like, please, I hope one of these does what I intend. Is R still reload? Okay. I like changed all the key bindings so many times last night that I like don't even remember what they are anymore. Yeah, the name is pretty cringeworthy. Guape, I'm really glad that you got points of Shrine of the Eidolon on console. It's a lot of fun. It is good update. Scooby, so you're a jester from Twitch, you say? Oh, and you finally did your Eidolon hunt. That's awesome. I'm glad that you enjoy it. I do think they're a lot of fun. I feel like it is good that they have some matchmaking now. It's a good effort, and that they're a little more accessible, and that they give arcanes as rewards. Can you show it with the camera? Yeah, I can move it and show you really quick. Hold on. I'm not gonna like point the camera at it because it's not actually gonna be that interesting to watch. It's really just me like fumbling around. And you can see like I'm looking at the keyboard sometimes, but like I don't really need to. Like it's still a QWERTY layout, you know? So it's not like I don't know where the keys are. Like I'm a very good touch typist. So I know where they are. I just don't trust it. You know what I mean? Like I'm so not used to just having like the one half that I don't really trust it, but oh, it still feels weird. Delicious. Have you seen the new partners icon yet? It's just a loud screaming face. No, I haven't seen that. That sounds intense. For who? For which partner? Which scythe do you think is better, the Anku or the Reaper Prime? Male Scott, so it's a little, Loki probably. It's a little bit more complicated than that. So the Anku is actually kind of serviceable, and it's very easy to get. So it's not bad. But Reaper Prime has the hybrid stats. You're always looking for hybrid stats. You want a mixture of crit and status, and if it has that, then it's better than everything else. Even if something is more crit, it's not as good as hybrid, and even if something is more status, it's not as good as hybrid. So you're just looking for hybrid stats. Whichever one of those has better hybrid stats, a better mix of crit and status, that's the one that's better. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty much positive it's Reaper Prime, but I can check because I have it, and I remember that the Anku has like decent crit but bad status. I'm pretty sure I still have Reaper Prime. Yes. 20%, 12% is not great. Doesn't feel great, but it's alright.
I'm on fire.
Dixon, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate the cross-platform support. I'm actually not sure if he's a partner, but oh, Bricky Orchid, yeah, he probably is. He makes the little series of like 35-second Warframe videos. It's called Fast Frames. It's really good. If you haven't seen that series, like it's not. I think they're neat. Like the way he presents builds is like not that helpful, I would argue, and kind of misses the point. But the videos overall don't miss the point. Like if you want like an overview of the basic stats of a frame, it's kind of like a far more entertaining version of looking them up on the wiki. And I actually really like it. I think it's pretty good. What skin is that for Reaper Prime? This is the Thanatos Scythe skin. It comes with the Necros Deluxe collection. Let's show that really quick. All right, I'm getting there. All right, ready? Now for typing. There we go. Necros Urkala collection. Okay. So it's in here. As you can see, it's the Thanatos Scythe skin. And it is sweet. It is so cool. The only problem is that scythes are really bad. Even if you pick a better scythe, like you were saying, Anku or Reaper Prime, the truth is they're both bad. And they're both bad because scythes are in a really bad place right now. They're one of the only melee categories that doesn't have a good stance yet. A lot of them have gotten upgraded with a stance with forced procs or like not really slow animations or whatever. But scythes are one of the very few remaining melee categories that does not have a good stance. Both the stances are bad. Not Reaping Spiral, but there's one that's better than the other. Let me show. But scythes are in a pretty bad place right now. I would say scythes are like one of the weakest, if not the weakest melee category. And furthermore, like with a lot of melee categories, a Zaw scythe, which is very difficult to have, is far better than any of the existing scythes, and not far better, not like a little. new stance would probably fix the problem. But it would we do need a better hybrid scythe that is not a Zaw, or I guess like a evergreen Zaw part that can make a scythe. I forget what the stance is called. So let me just pop this open. Stalking Fan. The two stances are Reaping Spiral and Stalking Fan is a little bit better in my experience, but neither of them is very good. This one is slow and has okay combos, and this one is fast and has bad combos. So you pick your poison. You really don't want this type of weapon to be slow, and you really don't want this type of weapon to have a bad hitbox. So hate is pretty much the best one, but it's notoriously difficult to get it to drop. There are people who've played for 4 years and they do not have a hate. I have never gotten a hate as a drop. I really want it because it's actually good and I want to show that it's good. But Cost Assist is also pretty good, but you have to build it hybrid. This is actually my Exalted Blade build. This is not for Cost Assist, so don't copy that build. But just use Condition Overload and dual stat mods, and then like Drift and Contact, and you know, you'll be fine. Maybe Condition Overload. Zandy, why is Gladiator Puzzly? Hi, you have a good question. Zandy, why is Gladiator Mag and something else from Framework missing from the Framework playlist? So before I did this current run of Framework that I'm doing right now, I did some like test frameworks, I guess is what I'm gonna say they were. I did some test frameworks that were not intended to be like the full run. I just wanted to like try out the format, and I decided I really liked it, so I decided to do the series as a full run fresh. So in the current run of Framework, Mag has not been done yet. That build is getting a meaningful update in the fact that Mag can now shut off enemy guns with that augment, the new augment for her 3. So I'm going to do another Mag Framework pretty soon. Actually, very soon. It's pretty much done, and it's more of an order thing. So you're probably going to get like... I got a lot of work on Framework done last weekend. So, excuse me. You're probably going to get Rhino, Excalibur, and Nidus, like, maybe all this week, but, like, one or two of them this week. And then I plan to do Mag and the rest within the next 2 months. So, we're going to try to go fast and finish everyone up. And then I'm going to... The framework will get a 2.0 run with higher production value and stuff in like June, starting in like June-ish, and that will be like the final like serious, you know, whatever. A lot of the actual builds may be similar, but the presentation of them will be much more streamlined, much better, much more thorough, and will have higher production value. So that's the plan. Machetes, haha. Yeah, I mean, but at least, like, Mokofi, at least machetes have, like, Cyclone Kraken is a very good stance, so there's that. Let me make a thing. Can you still trade Stalker drops? I don't think you can. Pavo, hello. Pavo, I am learning a new keyboard, and it's somewhat slow going. So listen, now that we're at least like warmed up, let me tell people that I'm streaming, and I'll keep answering questions while I painstakingly type out my what I need to type out. At no, that's B everyone. There we go. One enter. Hold shift, enter. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, we're getting better. Adam, what's your opinion on Akbolto Prime? Well, I'll show you. Akbolto Prime is interesting because it is a weapon that the problem with it is not... Usually, I just say, if the weapon has good critical and status, it's good. This is actually a weapon where the base damage is bad enough that that's not... Like, it does worse than its numbers would lead you to believe. Like, if you just look at its base stats, you would think, like,
you best head
let's
for
do
the
that.
hills. I'm on fire.
P.S. Wade, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I really appreciate the cross-platform support. This weapon comes with a crap ton of default polarities, so that's a good thing about it. But if you just look at this weapon's base stats, like, 14% status, okay for a weapon that shoots pretty fast, that's fine. 36% crit chance with a 2.8x multiplier. Yeah, boy. And then the base damage is low, but it doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean? But it actually is kind of weak. It's not bad at all, but it's not great. And if you don't fire it very quickly, like if it's semi-auto, if you don't click very fast, it's really, really bad. It has travel time. It does not do very much damage per bullet. It has good fire rate, but unless you use a macro to click really fast, you can't click 7 times per second. And it's going to be faster than that with Lethal Torrent. So, like, can you click 11.5 times per second? Because I can't. And semi-auto weapons cap their fire rate at 10 per second. And that might not still be true, but it was true at some point. So, yeah. Unless you shoot it really fast, it's kind of weak. But I'll show you me using it. It's not bad. It's just like it could be better. One build to rule them all with Seeker is what I use on it. Has the Wukong glaive bug been fixed yet? Which one? Khan, which one? You talking about the thing where you iron vault off the ground and then have an explosion thing? Then no, that still works. And if you're talking about the thing where things can orbit you, that was not specific to Wukong, and they have fixed that. Can I transfer my account from PC to PS4? No. That would be cool, but no. There would be a lot of problems with that. That would be very abusable. Let me get on my other account so I can check out the stream, make sure the quality is okay. Actually, I don't really have to do that. And share and control copy as I very carefully look at the keyboard to make sure I don't hit a hotkey I don't intend to. Salmon, I'm okay. It's okay. It's not that I like really want to try it. It's just that I want one for myself. I don't know. Just like to have it. It's also cool looking. Although the Thanatos scythe skin is pretty sick too. Control paste. Enter. Come join. Delete me on, oh god, this journey of discovery. Do you see this intense focus on this journey of discovery with my new, oh god, keyboard in Warframe. Where the hell's the exclamation point? Okay, there we go. And copy and post. And let's go over here. Aklex Prime or Akbolto Prime? Aklex Prime, like, every day of the week, even on Sundays. Like, it's so much better. Yeah, exactly what Salmon says. If you really like bolt weapons, like, maybe Akbolto, but Aklex Prime is, like, dramatically better. I mean, a single Lex Prime is better. It doesn't have to be Aklex Prime. The fact that they are akimbo doesn't really make that much of a difference. Do you know if the Tigress Prime scroll trick still works? It does still work. But Scooby, you have to keybind it. You can't just like scroll the scroll wheel on a new account and it will work. You have to set a key binding for it. So you can't just do it out of the box. But if you set your fire, the key binding for fire weapon, have your alternate key binding be scroll wheel down, and then use the Tigress Prime with more than 2 rounds in the magazine, they will all shoot at once if you scroll fast enough. So yes, it does still work, but yeah. On Sicarus Prime is totally different and is a burst fire weapon, and that's unrelated and doesn't do anything. Axolotl or Axtiletto? Axtiletto is much better. Oh, hold on, let me see. No, wait, let me just invite you. I want to see Bricky Orchid's glyph. Oh yeah, okay, no, I've seen it. That thing. I didn't know that was his. That's cool. It's so silly. He's so janky. Last time I watched a Warframe video was one you dyed your hair. Have you still not done any ASMR? No, I haven't. We're probably not going to do that. We'll see. I'll consider doing that, but probably not. ZY Blade, Axe Stiletto is a lot better than Axomati, but if you had a target that did not have armor, then Axomati would have better DPS. Not by that much though. Not by a huge amount. Not by enough that I would say you should get it. But it does indeed have better DPS. Please let me. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna do some random relics. In fact, I kind of appreciate like a longer one. Maybe survival. I don't know. I'll do an exterminate for now. Male, you said what's my favorite frame? I don't know. I don't really have favorites. That's just not how my brain works. There are things I like groups of things I like more than other things, but I don't really have favorites per se. I really like Inaros, I really like Nezha, I really like Volt, I really like Harrow. I like Mag more than the average player. So there's that. But I don't know, I don't really have favorites, it's just not how my brain works. Oh, I probably broke the window, didn't I? Damn. Axani Prime when though? Yeah, I know. Wouldn't it be funny if that was actually good though? Axani is such a weapon that we don't need. Like, it's literally just Axomati, but worse. Hey Zandy, you're actually streaming at a time I can watch that. This is my normal stream time, Zez. I know I'm bad at keeping it sometimes, but I'm doing the best I can. I promise I will continue to get better. How's the new keyboard? Putinut is pretty it's pretty aight. It's pretty aight. Do we get pants here? We do not get pants here. That would be cool, but no. Will drift frame ever return? Khan, the reason that we have no drift frame lately is actually because of a lack of user interest in it. So once my stream grows larger and I find a good time to promote it again, I will do my darndest to bring it back. But at present, the reason that we don't have it is actually just because when I did them, there wasn't enough people. I know that's surprising, considering it seemed like it was so popular. The video went over so well and everything. But the honest truth of it is I don't have a button bound to use Cypher. Okay. Is that there wasn't enough people. So hopefully now that my stream is a bit bigger, there will be the next time we do it. But we'll see. No. Hope boo 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 boo. It's weird to see the corrupted nullifier and the normal nullifier next to each other. You see that? There was like the normal nullifier bubble and then like the corrupted one. Edward, I might do a video on this Wukong fashion. I'm not sure. This is probably gonna be Wukong's like framework fashion. I'll probably modify it some still, but so it's gonna be a while before I show it in a video, I think. So in that sense, no. What do you think the next prime will be? Naruto, it's not, you don't have to guess, it's gonna be Zephyr. Zephyr is the next one in the order. Again, it's in release order. So Zephyr is incredibly likely to be the next one up. There's like a 1% chance it won't be Zephyr. It's gonna be Zephyr. And they're probably gonna announce it in like a week or so. It will be Zephyr. God, this weapon is fun to use. I'm so happy it's actually good. Vincent, hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Putinut, you gotta get, if you're gonna do the parkour velocity Nyx, you gotta get endurance drift. That gives you, a little bit more, too. And, what's it called? Arcane Consequence. From the, for the hardcore bullet jumps. Lovely. Anyway, yeah, it'll probably be Zephyr. Zephyr's framework is also done, so you can expect it right when she comes out. I just gotta forma her a little bit, and she'll be good to go. So this isn't bad. I feel a little bit more comfortable. Puzzly, they canceled damage 2.5 months ago, and it's all the changes listed within are not happening. So nothing is going to be ruined. Don't worry about it. Your concern is not a problem. They're not doing that. A lot of people complained, and months ago they said, we're not doing this. I didn't show my Akbolto at all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna not use Wukong. I'm gonna use someone who is less training wheels. Puzzly, it was like months ago. Like like right after they announced the things they plan to do, they were like, no, everybody hates it. We're not doing it, which is good, because it was terrible. So, hooray for that. Let's play Inaros. Inaros is not that much less crutchy. Let's play someone much more crutchy. Much less crutchy. How about Saren? Why not? Default appearance Saren. Oh, did I destroy my Saren fashion? I probably did, didn't I? Okay, we won't play Saren. Play someone with fashion. Vauban, sure. That's crutchy. He's not tanky. Okay. I thought Korra was coming out with damage 2.5. Well, it's not like they're not going to do damage 2.5. They're just not doing any of the things they said they were going to do. Korra, I think that they have a problem where because they don't know what they're going to do to rework damage types, now they don't know when they want to put Korra out, you know. Rude, I did see that tornado build. It looks fun. It is quite different than what I use Zephyr for, but it looks cool. I always forget if the next Prime comes out immediately after, if there's like a month delay. Greater Sea, it comes out right after. Comes out right after. There is never a period of time when there's not a Prime Access on sale. For marketing. For the marketing. Okay, hold on. Let me swap to these nail guns, these akimbo nail guns. I will say that besides the I will say that after saying that these weapons don't have enough base damage, they do have nice handling. Like, they don't have a lot of recoil, they have a fast reload. There's like lots of good things about these things. They're just damage is a little low. Well, a lot low. we should go to the Simulacrum and show, like, you get so much corrosive and yet the damage is so low. Oh, do I have infinite ammo? Yeah. After Zephyr and release order is Limbo. Yep. It's Limbo and then Chroma, right? And after Chroma, Mesa's next. Yep. So yeah, folks, like, there's no guessing. There's no guessing about, like, what Prime is coming next. It's always just, like, the order. Male, male, female, female in the order. It's so funny how often people are like, what's the next Prime? Like, it's not a matter of opinion. It's not, like, something you guess. And Equinox is next. That's funny. That's a while off, though. That's like this time next year. It will be fine. I actually think Equinox Prime is going to be a really interesting one. Like, what are they going to do, you know? There's a lot of problems to solve there. I'm very excited to see how they flounder for them. It's gonna be fun. Do quest frames get Prime versions? Halsey, it's in release order. I don't know how many times I have to say it to convince people. Halsey, there was a community myth that quest frames don't get primed simply because quest frames released after the other frames that were getting primed. And so, coincidentally, there had been no quest frame primes, but Mirage already has a prime, and Mirage is a quest frame. So, there you go. They did skip Zephyr to get Mirage this last time, though. Yeah, probably because of popularity, like perceived popularity. Although I don't know if that's actually true. I think Zephyr and Mirage are both very unpopular at the moment. I guess Mirage is probably not that unpopular. Zephyr is definitely less popular than Mirage. So what's this about a new keyboard, Jerry? So I have I got a new keyboard. It is really good for your hands, and there are many, many other awesome things about it. But it is in two halves. So imagine a normal keyboard, split it in half, and that's what I have, except get rid of the spacebar. So I'm only using the left half of it, which takes up way less desk space, which is nice. But there are other problems, like not having a spacebar. So I had to redo my key bindings, and yeah. It's just, like, different. It's much more comfortable. Like, all the keys are in places that are much better for your hand, and it's just that I'm so used to contorting my hand, you know what I mean? That my fingers are like, I know where this key is, but why is it so easy to get to, you know what I mean? Yeah, Greater C, the thing about Akbolto having a mediocre damage type is only half true, because, like, because Puncture has a good damage bonus. It's just, like, the proc is not worthwhile. And this weapon does have relatively low status, so... We're talking about Akbolto a little bit. Because this weapon looks really cool. This weapon sounds fine. It sounds like two little staple guns. And it handles fine. It just, like, it has travel time, and it the damage is really low. It's very low damage. But that's fine. Intriguing, but highly disturbing. Yeah, Jerry, if you go to my Twitter, you can check out what it looks like if you're interested. I'm going to go... Let's go Simulacrum for a second, just show the damage, because you really have to see it. It's the kind of thing where, like, you can't just look at the stats and be like, oh, it's too little. Like, you have to feel it. Yeah, folks, my keyboard is right in the description. My Twitter is right in the description. If you just scroll down to the description, it's right there. So if you want to take a look, it is... easily accessible. 83 GT Plus, welcome to the stream. I keep using the wrong finger to hit that button. Okay. There we go. What do we want to shoot this with? I guess the same as usual. No, not that. No. Corrupted. Okay. Corrupted Bombard. 3. Corrupted Heavy Gunners, let's say 3. Let's make them level 80 to be somewhat fair. Where's the 8? Where's the 0? Okay. This is so bad. Another quick thing I want to point out is, like, when I do testing like this, I usually make a point to try to not pause the AI, because it gives you unrealistically large amounts of headshots if you don't. Like, a lot of people test with the AI paused or with the enemies held still, but that gives you a really unrealistic and abnormal number of headshots. Like, you have to do it with, like, the weapon's handling and the enemy moving around and stuff. So as you can see, it's not bad at all. Like, you know, this is a Master Rank 14 weapon. I certainly hope it's not bad. But it's still, I'm missing, but... It still takes, like, pretty much a whole magazine to kill a level 80 heavy gunner. I mean, a level 80 bombard. And, like, more than half to kill a gunner. So, to be fair, I have punch through on this build, but if you don't run punch through and you run heat instead, you're going to lose a lot of corrosive procs that you need. New keyboard, yes, Domdoc, welcome. New keyboard indeed. And see, sometimes you get the headshots, but, like, again, this is also a bolt weapon, so even if your aim is perfect, you're still gonna miss some. Oh, that was chat. No. No. Okay. I forgot about this channel. Ouch. Savage. Don't forget about me. I'm still here. Dominic, I ain't going nowhere. Don't forget about me. Rip. Yeah, it is maple wood. It is some nice maple wood. And it feels greato. It is sealed with polyurethane, so it's not just maple. Nathan, hello. Could you do another Necros framework? So Mail, in the most recent run of Framework, Necros was first. So he's gotten one pretty recently. So this framework, we're not getting another Necros, but he will be kinda early in the next run of Framework, but that's still going to be in like 3 or 4 months. So not anytime soon. Peacemate, this is not the place to look for an Axomati Riven. You are essentially abusing my popularity to help you shop. Get out of here and do it somewhere else. Dominic, I've been uploading quite regularly. I have a lot of videos up, so you should turn on your notification bell if you want to. A lot of the time YouTube just doesn't give you my videos. It's not that I'm not uploading. I still upload every other day-ish, with a few exceptions. And I have been uploading plenty of content, so you should totally ring the bell, and you will get that. Do weapon primes get released in the same order method as Warframes? ZY Blade, not to my knowledge, no. It seems like those are mostly more random, or just like what they think might pair well with it, although I don't think they do a great job of that latter thing. Does the keyboard come with 60 FPS? Nathan, you don't ever need to ask what the framework, the FFS frames are. You can just go to the submission form and it tells you right there. They will always be like frames that featured prominently in my videos for the past week. So like if something got a framework, it'll be that, etc. Pen, hello. What should we show with this? Let's show like, I guess just more missions, like maybe like a Kuva Flood or something. Because you can't see, like, if you get a totally clear shot at the target, like it has okay output. It's more of like a, when you need raw damage. Like shooting at turrets and stuff, that would be a good way to show it. Maybe we'll go to like plains at nighttime and shoot turrets. Nathan, I did get lots of new lights. I got, this new sun thing. My sun. And I also did something to my, like, front light here. There's a light here-ish. And I did something to it to make it, like, a bit softer. I wrapped a bandana around it, the Warframe bandana from Tennokan. Pan, can I make my Stradivar do nice damage with a decent Riven? Pan, because of the weapon changes, Stradivar now does nice damage without a decent Riven. In fact, I'd be happy to use it and show you. Totally don't need a Riven. I don't recommend you get a Riven for the Stradivar. It's not gonna like change your world because the weapon doesn't do anything special. It just like, it's serviceable. It's also it's good on low investment. That is one of the nice things about the Stradivar. It's one forma, you can easily get a full build. This is what I have at the moment, but I'm actually gonna show. I want to show Vigilante Armaments, but like there is something to be said for having Argon Scope on this weapon. I'm trying to think what I want to show. I think we're going to take off munitions, because it kind of defeats the point, like, because that mod might get changed, but it doesn't really need it. So let's show that. Got to make my build look pretty too. And fail to make it look pretty. Anyway. There we go. Yeah, so it's good. Again, it's kind of boring. Like, it doesn't really do anything special. It doesn't really have a niche, but let's do sorties and test your skills. Okay, Salmon, sure. We can we can see what the sorties are. Mobile defense, interception, exterminate. Oh, that's not that hard. We're fine. Okay, let me build a loadout I want to use, and then we can do that. Salmon, I'm down. We can do that. Praise the sun, exactly. Let's use someone who's not gonna like help me too much. Hydroid. Let's just use Hydroid. We'll use a shotgun because there's a shotgun part. Phage, new Phage. If you haven't seen new Phage, you're in for a treat. Yeah. Okay. I just like, what a treasure. Like, that weapon is a treasure. How about sorties but unmodded? That's literally a terrible idea. I have a new keyboard. I can barely even like move around the game world. I'm not doing sorties unmodded. All right, my dear fish. 2 more people for sorties on PC, please. Carry me, please. What's your son's name? I have not named it yet. There's dust on my pop filter. Unacceptable. Alright, 2 more for sorties. I'll wait like a minute and then we'll just go. We can duo it. We all know we can duo it. While we wait for people who might want to go, I will show you the Hydroid build that we're using. Although Hydroid will be getting a second run framework pretty soon too. This has been my Hydroid build for a while. Curative Undertow and Corroding Barrage, and then it's just like an insane amount of range. You don't need literally any strength on Hydroid, and he can still very easily kill people with Undertow with its scaling % damage. So you really don't need strength on Hydroid. It really doesn't do anything. It doesn't affect your corrosiving on Corroding Barrage, so it really doesn't matter. Duration is nice. Efficiency is not really a big deal. He's not a very energy hungry frame, unless he uses tentacles a lot. And range is really good because his puddles range is a bit it's a bit ouch. It hurts. It doesn't feel good. It will hurt you. I think I'm gonna try intensify actually, because I kind of want the duration to be longer. Like that would be nice. Yeah, Cardinal, of course. Thanks. Come with us. So that's what we're doing. Phage, new Phage is pretty messed up. The tentacles do a lot of status. I don't know. There's not even that much to say. It's just like this weapon looks really dumb, but it's actually insane. So I will show that. Yeah, I mean, Nathan Kirkwood, I would enjoy that challenge once I'm comfortable with this, but like I can barely even operate properly. What's that keyboard and may it fix my spelling? No, it will not fix your spelling. Hi Zandy, I'm enjoying your framework series and was wondering if you're currently got a unique build for Banshee. So totally cookie, Banshee is coming up pretty soon. I have very little Banshee content. When Banshee Prime came out, I had a video that was basically only armor stripping as Banshee, and it got really popular, I think because people just don't know like anything about Banshee, because that build was kind of, it wasn't like that exciting. I think I just presented it like all right. So I have a much more nuanced setup for Banshee. It does actually still include that, but there's much, other stuff. And that's coming out pretty soon. It is pretty much done. I'm actually just choosing weapons, a couple of the weapons for it. And I got the fashion done for it. I got, the main hook of the build. That stuff is done. And that's probably going to be pretty soon. Sooner rather than later. I would say like within the next couple of weeks. Probably. I don't think it's that unique. One thing I'll say, Cookie, is that Banshee is a very anti-jank Warframe, and that like all of her abilities are actually good. And like I think the only way you can make a unique build for Banshee is by just showing people something that they were uninformed and did not know about. You know what I mean? Banshee is not like a... It's very hard to be janky with Banshee. She just like does a bunch of powerful stuff, and it doesn't do anything unique. It just like there's a bunch of powerful stuff. So I'm gonna show a way I like playing Banshee that you might find fun, but I don't think it's gonna be like unique, because I don't think that's even possible on Banshee. The only like weird or janky unique build that I think is actually any good on Banshee is Savage Banshee, Shy's Savage Banshee, which is a melee finisher based Banshee that is really, really bad but really fun to play. And you should go watch that on her channel. I might do a cover of it. I might make my own Savage build. She's made a couple of them, and it's really fun, but it's not very good. So, and it's very important to me that using when you use a framework, that it is good. It's not just fun or janky, that it's good, and then like if it's fun, it should be fun too. So I hope that answers your question. Good question. Have you bound macros to your gaming layer on the new keyboard? Do you use any for Warframe? I use a rapid left-clicking macro and a button that has stapled my slide and my melee attack together, but that is it. I don't use any other macros for Warframe. I don't recommend you use macros for Warframe. It's not necessary. And no, so I'm not going to. But that's what I use. I do think the rapid left-click thing is helpful. and the spin attack thing is good for your wrist, but otherwise it's not a big deal. If you have a way to left click over and over again without having to click left mouse button over and over again, I do recommend you do that, but otherwise not a big deal. Sorry, I think I missed something. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Excalibur is a pretty good frame, but I've always wondered, does he have a mission type where he can shine? All of them. Excalibur is like one of the most incredibly versatile and like simple frames, and that will be something I say in my very, very soon to come Excalibur framework, that like he's almost so versatile it's kind of boring. He like doesn't really have a niche at all. It's just like everything. I don't know, but that's good. I mean, it makes it a good starter, you know. So no, Shadow, I think there are some frames where it's like you use them for a certain kind of mission and they're just insane for that kind of mission. I don't think Excalibur is one of those frames. There's not like a type of mission that favors him a lot more. He's just generally good. Dominic, if you want chromo weapons, you should watch my chromo framework. I think it did really well. It came out really well, and I don't really have anything to say besides it. So yes, go check that out. I'm sure you will like it. It is great. Jerry, I'll see you later. Thanks for being here for a little bit. Phage, the status on Phage has become gross because of weird shotgun calculations and beam calculations and just an unholy mess of like 100% chance to get a status 22 times per second on like 10 to 12 tentacles. Like, it's so much status. Like, it's literally like you can inflict like 100 status effects every second with this. It's so insane. It is insane. Did you dye your hair again, or is it just the lighting? It's just the lighting. My hair is also like really puffy today. You can kind of see, like, if you look at the stream from last night on Twitch, it was like much more down, but now it's just like huge. So that happened. Jacob, hello. Peacemate, there's no best sentinel. Doriga is great because of the crowd control, but if you can get Jin to survive, Jin has really good crowd control. Taxon has an incredible ability with frames that can reduce damage dealt to shields, so very good on Mesa, very good on Trinity, although I'd probably use something else. Very good on Gara, incredibly good on Gara. Also frames that you can defend a little bit. Yeah, so there isn't a best, there's no best thing. If you say what's the best blank, no matter what you put in that spot in Warframe, that's just not, there's no answer. So no, Doriga's definitely not the best Sentinel. If you're asking me, like, I'm going to only get one Sentinel, what Sentinel should I get? Sure, Doriga, sure. But definitely not, like, the best. There's no best. You don't get to feel like your thing is the best in this game. It just, you never get that. This isn't that kind of game. Naruto, for some reason it won't let me invite you. Are you in chat? I would love to take you for sorties, which we're going to go for in just a sec, but it won't let me invite you. Oh, there we go. Okay. That was weird. It said could not deliver invitation, and then you joined. That's strange. No stream tonight. Stream is today. Tuesdays is YouTube day. Do you know if they're going to make dual wielding with other melee weapons? Because the sword and gun would be pretty cool. I agree. But I think that they kind of dropped the ball on that feature, and we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it for a while. It will probably be sometime this year, but I bet they're just going to like randomly finish it and put out like machete dual wielding, like sword dual wielding, you know? I don't think there's going to be like any way to have a time frame, you know? So Mango, hello. Thanks for being here for a little bit. Gray, hello. What's the best and fun side of Warframe to show a beginner, since I'd like to show some friends? I think you're gonna wanna just let them play it. And like make sure they don't do Cetus too much. I don't think there's a best thing to show. It's a good question, like what do I show people to make them want to play, but I just think this is like that's like one of the concerns with this game, that it's a little bit difficult to get people to like understand why it's fun. Like one of my favorite reviews that I read, the person, it might have been Polygon, the person said, you know, essentially Warframe is just about repeating the same mission over and over again, but what a thing to have to repeat. And it's true. Like I already died. The fun thing about Warframe is not immediately apparent because it looks to a layperson like you're literally just doing the same thing over and over again. Why is that fun? Like, yeah, I can understand the confusion, you know. So, I don't know. It's hard. That's a good question, but I don't really have a good answer. Puddle. I have the content creator puddle. So whenever you need to take a second to talk to people as a content creator, you can just use the content creator AFK puddle. Hydroid, the ultimate content creator frame for the true endgame. What's the best Noggle? The Terralist Articulas. Do those count as Noggles? Otherwise, Barokatir. I don't feel like Octavia needs weapons, but are there any you recommend for synergy reasons? Octavia's framework is coming up pretty soon, so I'm going to ask you to wait for that. But yes, there are. But it's not... The problem with Octavia is, like, the synergies are kind of rough. It's like you don't need any specific weapon. There isn't really any specific benefits. It's just, like, general kinds of weapons that work better with her for, like, various reasons. Look at that beautiful cast of what heavy rainfall barrage. I feel like that ability is kind of lame. Like, I've always felt like it was a little underwhelming. The Hydroid's 1. It just, like, large raindrops fall from the sky. I don't know. It's always been, like, a little funny to me. Show your friends build diversity. It's the best thing about Warframe. That's not a bad suggestion, Gray. I feel like it's hard for a new player, but that's not a bad suggestion at all, I don't think. I'm just gonna sit on you with my puddle. I'm not gonna revive you. I know I'm gonna die. But Clem Noggle is a good runner-up for best Noggle. Blah. Blah. Okay. I'm screwing around so much. I'm like, I'm weak because of the new keyboard, and yet I'm just completely screwing around. Oh, no one took the data mass. Hold on. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Please. No. Okay. I can't react fast enough because I don't have my keyboard stuff. Okay. This is what I was trying to do. There, tentacles. Distract them. Good job. Okay. This is so sad. I feel like I have been put back in time to when I was a scrub. I don't know, Danielle. It's a fun ability that can be good for lots of stuff. I totally disagree about Hydroid's 4. I think thematically it makes perfect sense, and it's a good ability. It's just not good for what people want it to be good for, which is outright killing enemies. We can't put stuff in destroy your thing. I think this game is tough for new players for a while. I agree. Okay, I guess we're just gonna wait. Zandy, SpongeBob has square pants. What kind of pants do you have? Fourth dimensional pants. Yeah, exactly. It's pants from Can you not? Don't do that. Okay. I'm not gonna take the time to type in the middle of a mission where I'm already having trouble, but don't banish the thing. I'm gonna melee. No, I'm not gonna melee. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna Akbolto these guys. Look at that gigantic muzzle flash. That's so funny. Wonderful. Delicious. Okay. Ben, hello, welcome. Does Dual Toxicist Riven work on Peacemaker? Sebastian, no Rivens work with Warframe powers. I've heard some people say that they work with, like, Gara's 1, but that's probably a bug. Exalted weapons never take Rivens, so the answer is no. Well, Danielle, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the animation is a matter of opinion. I actually really like how his 4 looks. And the it fitting with his other abilities, I also disagree. I think it's good area disruption, and then the way that his one explodes, it's really good at hitting enemies that are in his tentacles, which is good. That's a very positive thing. And then they gave it synergy with his puddle, so you can use it with his puddle now. So I actually think it has very good kit synergy with it. Not amazing, but like perfectly fine kit synergy. It just depends how you're using him. And then it gives him as the synergy opportunity, you want him to have weapons that explode in a set area instead of like cluster bomby weapons. So like Kolstar and Tsar are not as good, but Ogress is good, for example, because it'll hit in an area and then you can easily hit enemies in the tentacles. Do exalted weapons use arcanes? Vincent, yeah, they do. They use both Exodias and arcanes. So like arcane velocity works, and for like Excalibur, for example, Exodia Contagion will work. It's not very good, but it will work. I wish that's a sad thing about the Excalibur framework, is it turns out that kind of like all the Exodias are bad on an Exalted Blade. He doesn't really need the power jump, but you know. Ben, Atlas is already strong without a Riven, and I wouldn't do that because it's probably gonna get changed. I don't think that's intentional. The Rivens on Warframe first abilities is probably just bad coding. It doesn't seem to be true for any other abilities, so it's probably not intended, and they'll probably fix it. Atlas is very, very powerful even without a Riven, so don't get a Riven for his one. Totally unnecessary. Okay. I'm cracking up. Ooh. I missed that one. That was a treasure. Cake, today I'm not doing anything that is not easy, because I'm using a new keyboard and it's very difficult to even play. So I'm going to try to just get the missions done reliably. Normally I would be happy to oblige someone's request to like see operator combat more or whatever, but today I'm just doing whatever is going to get me through the missions because I am using a new keyboard and it's very awkward. And this giant tentacle gun will carry me through. Maybe. I hope. Please. Nell or Merlock, they're very different weapons. Use the Nell as a sniper rifle, use the Merlock almost like a medium-range shotgun. Or like a more status-focused Lex Prime. It's kind of like that. They're not similar weapons. So I would not compare them. Both or neither, but there's no good reason to compare them. Interception with augmented enemy armor. I could probably do that with Hydroid, sure. It'll be fine. That'll be fine. Would Atlas work well with the mod Samaris gave us that increases armor on energy pickup? Soul Semblance, that's not what it does. So there are two Samaris mods that I feel like deserve their own videos. There's one that increases power strength when you pick up an energy orb, and there's another one that increases armor with a health orb. And they are, I think both of them are not good on Atlas. You use powers too often for the energy orb power strength one to be good, and you don't get health orbs very often, which makes the health orb one bad on most frames, and it's worse on Atlas because if you don't have full health, when you pick up rubble you get health, so usually your health will be topped off if you're not like gonna die. So I definitely don't recommend either of those mods on Atlas. It's a good question, but yeah, they work a little bit differently than that. They deserve kind of a video on their own, because like when they are good is not super intuitive, I think. Although health conversion like that is just not good very often at all. Okay, I'm gonna need some air support, please. There we go. Oh yeah, no, we should probably stop because we lost Cardinal and Naruto. You're right, we should abort and put it on public. See, I don't know, Danielle. I kind of disagree. Like, I feel like having a giant kraken, there's nothing, like, childish about that. It's a cool idea. I don't know, I just disagree. Like, that's just a matter of opinion. To me, explosions are childish and pitiful. Like, it would be the desire of a little kid to have a giant bomb. Like, that's not interesting, it's just big and flashy. Whereas a tentacle thing is like, oh, it doesn't look big and flashy and exciting, but it's actually good, which is what you should want, in my opinion. But it's an opinion. So I don't know. I hear you, but I strongly disagree. Oh, Cardinal, I thought you wanted to leave. I'm sorry. I got you. I got you. Yeah, maybe on all Samaris mods because it's very difficult to it's very difficult to understand whether they're worth getting, and they're not that easy to earn. Like, Samaris rep is just kind of, like, farming it is not hard. It's just really unrelated to everything else. Like, you're not going to get it on your own, you know? So, I don't know. I might talk about that. Because, like, other things, like the one for Helios, the precept for Helios, is good, but, like, only in very specific situations. So it's worth talking about. Hey, somebody... Oh, no, that's... Oh, it is... Oh, Ruby Rose. Okay. I know that player, too. Except maybe Rumblers. Yeah, maybe a little. Yeah. Started Warframe 1 month ago. The game doesn't explain itself well, but the community is the friendliest I ever met. The community is basically the tutorial. That should be a PR quote for them. They should use that as an ad. That's funny. The community is the tutorial, that's true. Ooh, baby. Look at this, look at that tentacle damage. Look at those tentacles. Ooh, delicious. Oh, did we got any takers? I'm gonna hold the line here with these tentacles. I think tentacles and explosions are both lame, that's fair. Floating water spheres would be cool. Yeah, I think having like more of a like hydromancer like frame rather than Hydroid is like a kraken frame, like Pirates of the Caribbean frame, you know. He's not really a water using frame. He's like a... Oh, hey buddy. What are you doing there? What do you think you're doing? What are you doing? Oh god, I didn't mean to do that, but that was actually kind of effective. Okay. I don't know where the number keys are yet. I'm like, what power am I using? No, get off that. God, I love the phage. Okay. Alright, let's puddle. Nom. Nom, nom, nom. Nom, nom. Oh god, I'm gonna run out of energy. Okay, we'll just stay here as long as we can. I got an Ogress Riven from Sorties. Questionable. I don't know, Charles. It didn't really get that much of a buff. It is still mostly good for crowd control, and I cannot recommend it for damage. Oh god, there's so many enemies here. Hold on. I can't really recommend it for damage. I think you should use it for Nightwatch Napalm. But it's good. Like, the Ogress is a good weapon. I would, if I get a Riven for the Ogress, I might go for, like, really, really hardcore quality of life stats. Like, get all quality of life stats. Get, like, reload speed and projectile flight speed and, like, all the utility stuff. And make it, like, really usable. And then just spam out fire fields. Salmon, no. I'm coming. I'm coming, my fish. Please work. Okay, there we go. There we go. The Phage is such a beautiful sight these days. I know. It warms my heart to see the Phage in action. Every time I see somebody using it, I'm like, my heart. I've had it for so long. I was like, this has to become good at some point. This will eventually become good. It was one of the first weapons I built when I started playing this game, way before I was a content creator. And I just kept it. I was like, I demand that this weapon be good someday. Like, I will wait. I will wait for you, Phage. Oh, well, okay, hi. I run out of ammo. Okay, well, that sucked. Goodbye, Phage. No more Phage. Wait. Wrecked. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, laser. Well, we made it through one of the rounds. That's better than I expected. Wonderful. Well, Peacemate, the reason I know what Ogress got buffed. It's just that when you actually build the weapon, fire rate is not that much of a buff because there's nothing to build on the Ogress. I'll show you. We'll go into a mission and I'll talk about it. Fire rate is important for the Ogress, but you had plenty of room to just build it before, so it doesn't really matter. Like, now you just have one less good mod to put on it, you know? So, I don't know. It's weird because, like, buffs matter much more in the context of, like, making a build than they do, like, is fire rate objectively good? Like, yes, but that's not relevant. Which it should be, but it's not. we need more good mods. That's the true problem. Oh, I'm so slow at doing that now. Is it just me? Is it just for meme, or are you playing with that tentacle frame for real? I'm not really sure how to answer that. I actually can. I don't know what to say about that. Is this the Sortie? Yes, this is Sortie 2. This is Sortie 2. Oh, was that an enemy, or did I just space out? No, that's our ally. Okay, it's like what? I demand the Endura gets better. Yeah, it probably won't, though. I wish there was more, like, variety in rapiers, but until we get another stance, it probably won't. Oh. Hi, fish. My dear fish. Let's get tentacles going first. Oh, it was a little bit too... I should have cast it over there. We'll do it again. We'll do a bigger one. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, okay, Cake, I'll attempt to actually answer. Hydroid is very strong. He is legitimately, like, one of the strongest frames in the game. He's very good. Puddle does % of enemy health damage, which, is really, really powerful. Very, very powerful. And makes you invulnerable, and then you can strip the enemy's armor with your 1. He is very good. He's not that good. He's, like, extremely good. If you were going to play a Warframe for an unknown situation, I would say Hydroid is one of the best options. He's got lots of AoE control potential. He's very good at controlling areas he's not in. He's very good at killing enemies himself, something most frames are not very good at. He's really good. There's a lot of good things to say about Hydroid. He has 4 really good powers. That's not something a lot of frames can claim. He can heal allies, he can heal defense objectives, he can heal whatever he wants himself. He can be invulnerable, he can crowd control multiple areas at once, he can strip armor. So many good things. Hydroid is really good. He can kill nullifiers with his powers, one of the best things about Hydroid. I think the only frame that can do that. Hydroid might be the only frame that can do that. There it is. I was gonna say, there's a healer in here somewhere. Oh god. Dodge that toxin proc that was gonna kill me. Let me hide down here. Somebody said, Soul, it might have been you. Somebody said, what are your go-to weapons if you ignore anything meta, and the problem with that is that there really isn't a meta. Like, there are weapons that everybody knows are good, like Tiger's Prime, but like, besides that, there are very few weapons that that are good that the community actually knows are good, and what weapons the community thinks are good are really inconsistent in this game, which is something I actually kind of like about Warframe. Overall, it means that the community doesn't know that much like what is good, but it's also nice to have there not be like a very static group of weapons that people think are good and actually are, or like actually are the things people think are good. So I don't know. I don't know what to avoid when you ask me to do that, is basically all I'm saying. Because I kind of feel like the community's opinion of what is good is not very static in this game, compared to other games. There are things like Tiger's Prime that like everybody thinks are good, and indeed they are. But besides that, I don't think it's that common. I would say one of my favorite weapons that people don't seem to like very much is, let's see. I want to say the Phage, but people like the Phage now. The Ogress, for example. I don't think people think the Ogress is good, but I think Nightwatch Napalm is a lot of fun to play with. I really like... What's it called? Secure Electa, which people seem to think is really bad. I've been really enjoying lately. There's a healer nearby, hold on. But again, like, these are all weapons. Every time I say a weapon, I'm like, somebody thinks that's good. Like, lots of people think that's good, you know? I don't really think there's an answer to that question. I run my Hydroid with natural talent and forgot how slow his casting animations are. Yeah, I know, I miss it. I might try to fit it in. Because it's quite good on him. Like, he's a very slow caster. Ash can destroy the bubbles too. I didn't know that. That's cool. Zandy, is a small part of you a Warframe hipster and likes using unpopular weapons? Again, I really don't think there are unpopular weapons in the same sense that there are in other games. I like weapons that are actually good. I don't care whether other people think they're good. A lot of the time, I don't even know if people think they're actually good. I just like the weapons that are good and fun. No, I do not care if people think the weapon is good or not. And I have no problem filling frameworks with weapons that are thought to be good. Like, that's no reason not to do that. But yeah, there are totally people that do that. Tiger's Prime is totally overrated. It is. It's just like people who... It's really good, but like killing one enemy really hard is not that valuable in this game. Yeah, Mr. Foot, that's what it is. People make their personal preferences fact in this game, like, really, really often. Like, literally all the time. Like, everyone thinks that their personal preferences are just, like, what is true. And what's true is that there are just a lot of good weapons in this game, you know? Psychron is okay. Psychron is a lot better than it was, but it's still not that good. It's okay. Oh, well, it's not that it's not that good. It's good. It's not great though. It still needs some work. I think DE overestimates how good having infinite ammo is in this game. It's really not that valuable. Yeah, exactly, Stefano. Or like for me, it's most important that the weapon fits somewhere, that the weapon like have a place it belongs. Oh, there's an enemy back here. There you are. I knew I smelled a corrupted Grenier. Zandy, what are your thoughts on Axani? It's really underpowered at the moment. It uses a lot of ammo and it doesn't have good supplemental stats. I wish it was good because I think it's fun. But I don't know. See again, Danielle, that's not true. It's not objectively your opinion. Like, that's just your opinion. Again, I think all the explosive abilities, like, I think that Saren's 4 is a really good example of, like, a childishly designed ability, where, like, it looks really powerful and explosive, like what a child would enjoy, but it's not actually good or powerful. Yeah, it's not bad, but anyway, you know what I mean, like, the visual design of it. It's just an opinion. It's not a fact. You don't get to have your opinion just be right. That's not how the world works. No, please. Okay, there we go. Drone. Yeah, it says exactly. It's like if you have a boss that wants to get blown up, like, sure, take the Tiger's Prime, but like, otherwise, maybe not so much. Maybe not so much. There are actual enemies here. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Well, at least I cast abilities before I died. There we go. Wonderful. Where does the poor Cronus belong? Let's see. Oh, poor Cronus. It is a poor Cronus. For he's a jolly good Cronus. I'm so excited for the melee changes. Like, maybe they'll actually fix stuff. Like, maybe they'll, oh god, no, please. This is so bad. I want to get back to the point where I can, like, comfortably control this game again. Please. Poor Cronus. No, hold on, I got you. I'm not this useless. I can still help. I'm following that enemy. There you are. No! He's trying to sneak away. Die, okay. That was so funny. It was like trying to juke me. It's like, I know after you revive that guy, you're gonna come kill me. And they were right. See, Peacemate, I really don't think Secure Electa with Maiming Strike is overpowered at all, because you can just use the Atarax, and it's easier to get, and it's stronger with the same build. Secure Electa's only niche, as far as I can tell, is the heavy status inflicting. Or like the thing I did with my Mesa framework, you can use it for healing pretty effectively in a group. But its damage it's just worse than the Atarax for like normal damage. Although another niche for it I thought of a little while ago was like it has full electricity damage, and Vomvilists, Eidolon Vomvilists, are robotic, so they take more damage from electricity. So you could make an electricity blast build for it, and that could be really good for like whipping Vomvilists. We all need a shotgun. Okay. Shoddy. Okay. I'm gonna get a different shotgun. Hold on. I don't want to run out of ammo. It's an exterminate, so I guess it's like not that big a deal, but still. What's your new keyboard? Arialos, go to my Twitter, and I pinned a picture of it. It is not super easy to describe, but it's basically like hold on. Yeah, okay. Oh, is this my this is my experimental 3 in the magazine Tigris Prime. Never before seen. Let me I'll use it, sure. I'm experimenting with not quad shot Tigris, but tri shot Tigris. It is new technology. Might not be that good. We'll see. Oh, we'll wait for them. Now that we don't have trials, do you think the weapon rating craze will become less popular? No. JJ Biggie, I think it'll become even more popular because trials didn't. Trials had nothing to do with how good your weapons were, and they were just puzzles. So I think trials were keeping people from rating weapons a lot, whereas now that people are focusing on Eidolons more, that it actually matters what weapons you use for DPS. So yeah, you should expect more rating, I would say. Good question, but I think it'll get worse, not better. I always advocate diversity in gameplay over power, but we get tons of weapons that feel the same and have just variations in stats in what are essentially skins. Why? Puzzly, give some examples, because recently that's totally not true. We've been getting very unique weapons that have a lot of diversity in gameplay value, and it's really only with older weapons, I would say, that I even a little bit agree with you. So it depends a lot. It depends a lot what like area of gameplay you're talking about. Okay, so we get 1.5 clicks. 1.5 clicks per magazine. This is like the weirdest... Oh god, okay. 3 clip size. Yeah, I know, right? This is the rarely seen tri-shot Tigress. Not quad-shot Tigress, but 3. There. It's so strange. Okay, before I save you, I'm gonna cast this. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that, Sam. Oh my god. Should not have brought Hydroid to this. Is the keyboard from Asus? No, it's made by a husband and wife that are not a company. Well, I guess they are a company, but they're not made by a company. It's just made by them. And a bunch of factory workers in Shenzhen, China. Oh, Shenzhen. I want to go to Shenzhen sometime. I think it'd be fun. There's so much jank in Shenzhen. Such a magical place. I'm having some trouble. There we go. Trying to use the Tigress Prime with finesse and trying to use my new keyboard is like brain expansion crash course. The lovely Tigress. Who even needs a proper keyboard if you just use WASD all day? Yeah, well. Ow. Well, again, it's not for gaming. Like, I didn't mostly get this for gaming. You should not get this kind of keyboard if you're gonna game. This is mostly for typing, but I'm also gonna use it for gaming because I'm janky. No, more like I don't want to have multiple keyboards. But it's better for your hands. That's the important part. I'm getting those Iatan stars and no one can stop me. Salmon, come to me. Can you tell me if mods like Focus Energy with channeling on Helios affect the Warframe and would Lifestrike work? No. Bebop, they would affect the Sentinel, and the Sentinel cannot channel. So, no, they affect the Sentinel. All that kind of... It's for the Sentinel weapon, so it affects the Sentinel. They're not a syndicated company. There we go. Those are words. yeah, what Zez said. It's that. That is the case. Oh god. Literally several enemies. No, please. Leave me alone! Let's get a big one off. There we go. Oh, there it is. I love how this is just an exterminate and like we're struggle busing so badly. Oh my god. See, that third shot saved me from myself there. What's the sortie condition on this one? Because I feel like these Tiger shots are not doing like that impressive damage. Bun, you're asking, can you live from YouTube? Do you mean as a job? You're talking about, can YouTube be your full-time job? Can you make enough money off of YouTube to be your full-time job? Are you talking about me, or are you talking about in general? I mean, the answer is yes to all those questions. But I do not yet make enough for it to be feasible as my only work, so I do some editing work on the side. But overall, I make a lot more than most people my size do. Oh god, there's so many. Hold on. Zandy got him gushing, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's shotgun will... Oh yeah, right, well. Alright folks, come on. I might have dropped the ball a little bit there, let's be honest. But I don't really know how to answer that. So you know that people make money off of YouTube, so logically, if you made enough money, you could. Tell me more about why you asked that. Let me inform you more usefully. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what you're thinking about. think I was just missing before. That might have been what... Well, these enemies are level 110. That's something. Alright, let's hope that's enough. Yeah, that's enough crowd control. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Delicious. Delicious. Oh. These are enemies too, right? Okay. Do you think you'll have enough subs one day? Bun, subs don't affect how much money you make. Oh, well, we're done. Okay. Unless you get demonetized. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, Raten Taiso, that's actually gotten a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was by a lot. I'm happy to say. I'm not having, like, almost any problem with it anymore. But for a couple months, it was like every single video I put out got demonetized and then remonetized in, like, 2 days. That was a bit of a roller coaster. I lost a lot of money. That was, like... December, if I recall, or like November. I made like practically no money that month because every time I put up a video it got all its views and then it was demonetized and then it got remonetized, but it was already done getting most of its views, so that sucked. I had Tananasa sculpture. I hate everything. How do I focus farm using Loki? Skybreaker, I don't really recommend you do, but if you do everything silently and make sure no enemies get alerted, like, it's gonna be really hard. Basically, you're going to have to stealth around and kill the enemies without anyone noticing. Yeah. Doing Warframe-only videos is not enough currently. What a ponderous comment. If you want to make your channel grow fast. But it's not about growing fast. This is what people don't understand. Peace, I don't ever mind people chiming in, but if you don't know what you're talking about, please don't try to inform people with not knowing what you're talking about. So it doesn't have anything to do with how many subs you have. You got to remember that I get paid when people see an ad. It has nothing to do with like how many subs I have. It has nothing to do with how many views I have. Well, it has something to do with how many views I have, but that stuff could mean something wildly different for very different people. So for example, Shy, right? We all know Shy. Shy has around 110,000 subscribers at the moment. Yeah. So, and her videos average like about 1.5 minutes, and she usually gets a lot of views per video. So like in the area of 75,000, let's say. And that's a lot of money, but it's not as much money as you might think because the videos are very short. So you can't put ads, you can't put forced roll ads at the beginning, which means she only gets money if people don't skip the ad at the beginning, don't or click on one of the ads shown in the video, and often people won't do that. Her content's very fast though, so she gets to show a lot of ads. But because it's really fast, YouTube also has an algorithm part where they will not show an ad again if a person has seen an ad like recently enough, which means that sometimes, because Shy's videos are so short, she will show a lot of them and people will watch a lot of them in a row, but for quite a few of them, that threshold of like the person watching has seen an ad too recently will keep them from seeing an ad. You know what I mean? Which means that even though she puts out content very consistently and she gets very consistent view counts, the videos often do not make her any money when they get shown because they don't show ads. Now, that's countered by the fact that her content is really good. She has a very consistent audience. She has a very consistent tone, and that gets her content watched a lot. And Shy is essentially overcoming those problems I just stated with brute force, like just with the content is good and there's a lot of it, which is good. I think that's great. Like that, and that's just one strategy. There are people like Joey Zero who try to take the pulse of the community, and then his videos, a few though they are, not very many, do very well. They individually do extremely well, and he gets a ton of support from each video. They're often like relatively a little longer, so you get a lot of guaranteed ads shown. You can put ads in the middle sometimes if they're longer, and you can put the forced roll ads at the beginning that you can't skip that always pay out. So he makes a lot more money off each individual video, but he doesn't put them up very consistently, so he can't just post anything and get views. He has the weakness of his style is that he doesn't have a guarantee of value. 33TT, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm ranting about YouTube a little bit. He doesn't get a guarantee of value. If he makes a video, he doesn't really have any way to know whether it's going to do well or not. It just has to be really good. Yeah, but it still works because he consistently knows what the community wants to hear about and does it. The Joey Zero Weekly Warframe show is an effort to fix that problem by consistently making long-form content that people will like once a week. And then every time people see it, if you binge watch his videos, they're long enough that you'll probably see an ad again, so he could make money. And again, that's not really intentional, that's just what he makes. But the Joey Zero Weekly Warframe show is a way to possibly fix that problem that is really, really smart, that we talked about together a little bit. My content is much more focused on offloading the earnings from YouTube. I pretty much entirely focus on the super fan philosophy. I have recently, you've noticed, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I abandoned making news content because it only attracts people who care about just Warframe, not people that care about me. And to be blunt, those people don't help me. You can get your news from somewhere else. I'm not really helping them. I would just be dipping my hand into the guarantee of value pool to maybe make a little bit of money, but it's not even that much money in the long term. And those people don't become your fans, they just become Warframe's fans. And Warframe has enough of that, you know? I don't have to do that. It doesn't help me, and it doesn't really help them either. What's more helpful is to make videos that are specifically me, things that are specifically me, and to answer people's questions on streams and to talk about stuff with people, so that it is me that you like. If you're here, there's not much of a good reason to be here if you don't just like me, because my content is not the news feed type of content, and my content is also not necessarily relevant to what's happening like currently. I just make stuff I think people will like. And so if you like it, you must like me to some degree, and then I get a guarantee of value because you like me. So if I do whatever, it's like, okay, well, you probably enjoy me personally, not just Warframe, because I'm not making things that are like, you know, and that's how, for my size, I have a really large Patreon. I have a really large number of subs per follows on Twitch. Those numbers are far higher than my peers because I've focused so much on only getting people who care about me and not getting people who care about Warframe. And it's eventually resulted in the fact that for my size, I make way more money than other people my size. But not on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't favor that strategy at all. YouTube is much more about getting the viral video up, and getting a volume of views. But that doesn't mean that you can't use YouTube for this strategy very effectively. I just put my videos up, attract a large number of people, and then the ones that like me, will become the fans that will come to Patreon or come to streams or whatever. And that has worked very well. It's definitely interesting because sometimes people ask me if my YouTube channel is dead because they're like, your sub count is so high, but your view counts sometimes get really low. It's just a coincidence. The way that YouTube's algorithm doesn't favor me just results in the channel looking a little dry sometimes on view counts. But if you just ignore the numbers, the comments section is still really big. The people who like it are still there. You know what I mean? The giant tens of thousands of views is just random other people that don't end up caring about it and don't end up staying. And that's fine. Those people don't need to stay, you know? One of the interesting things is if you look at the view count on my Warframe framework playlist, it's really high. It's extremely high. It's 10,000 views. And if you think about it, it's what? Why is it so, you know what I mean? That really 10,000 people have watched, some frameworks don't even have 10,000 views. And you know, they're not watching the whole thing, but that many people are interested in the series, not Warframe, not you know, anything, whatever, in the series that I made, you know? It's working. So there are a lot of different strategies. It's not about subscribers. It's not about follows. It's not a subscriber is a subscriber is a subscriber is a very common mantra that is totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. Unless you are a type of content creator that is the most impersonal, the most news focused, and that's fine if you do that, but then yes, a sub is a sub is a sub. But if you are focused on like a type of content, a specific type of content, like you don't just want subs. You want people that care. It's not about people subbing. It's not about people ringing the bell necessarily, although that helps. Gray, I can help you clear an interception. Sure. Sure. Let's do that. Anyway, so yeah, if that's interesting, please ask stuff about it because I really like talking about this topic. My strategy for it is a lot different than what most people do. I'm very much of the philosophy that like you should just ignore the YouTube numbers completely. And interestingly, that has caused relatively swift growth for my channel. But the reason that what Peacemate said is so wrong, that like YouTube alone is not enough, is the YouTube community is very active. So getting a sub is a sub in YouTube is actually like of a lot more value than getting a sub in another community, because people are very active in this community. And that means you're more likely to get a person who will come back for all your content, who will comment consistently, who will care about you. And I've had that experience really strongly where like I just meet what to me feels like some random people, and they care so much. Like they really like what I'm doing and are really interested and want to get involved. And it's really heartwarming and nice, and not what you would expect from internet communities in general, like stereotypically. Oh, I forgot these are not sortie level enemies. I'm firing like 20 bullets to kill one guy. Anybody survive over there? Oh yeah, the enemy's without armor, of course. Oh god. JJ Biggie, you asked something about whether mobile factors into it. Yeah, pretty much the same. One notable thing about mobile is that a lot less people have ad blocking software on mobile. So the amount of money you make for a view on mobile is often much higher on average, because the average mobile viewer does not have ad block, which means that their views are worth more money. So optimizing a little bit for mobile is very important, but most people only get like 20 to 30% of their views on mobile, which is still a lot, but not as many. Gray, I might need to take someone who's like more helpful, because I mean like a frame, because literally I just like with this new keyboard too, I'm slightly useless right now. We're just gonna have to move between points really frequently. Zandy, please say one build to rule them all live. You mean the one build to rule them all? That way of saying it? We should put that in more videos. That should be like a thing that hides in the shadows. Well, Peacemate, you were wrong because you were oversimplifying it. And the fact of the matter is, even if you meant something that wasn't oversimplified, what you said was, and because I want people to understand YouTube well when they watch my stream, I do not want people to say oversimplified things. Yeah, and I think I understand what I want well enough. Thank you. How's the podcast if you want to talk about it? Sure. It's not really a problem on my end. It's mostly that Joey Zero is who I want to do it with, and he's really, really busy. So I don't want to start it at a time that's not good for him, you know, because I feel like it could become a very easy thing to do, like, and a lot of fun to do. It won't feel like work at all. Like, we talk about Warframe to each other all the time, you know, but I don't want it to give him more work, you know. So I want to start it when he has time, and he just doesn't seem to have time right now. In fact, even though we've been doing the Joey Zero weekly Warframe show together, I actually haven't talked to him in like a week and a half besides on the stream. Which I'm gonna blame him, but I don't want you to think I have any hard feelings. He's just busy, you know. So I want to wait until he has more time. But we're still planning to start sometime in March. We're ready to go. We have the setup all ready to go. It's not a problem of production value. It's much more, you know, it's not about production value. It's much more a problem of, like, I want to make sure we start it on a good note so that he doesn't feel overworked about doing it, because that's going to make it last longer. I might explore having another sort of content creator do it with me. But Zelp, for example, doesn't have enough time. He's working way too many jobs and learning animation. which looks really good. If you haven't seen Zelp's most recent video, he put some animation in it, and it looks really cool. It's super cute. And I'm excited to see more of that from him. And we are starting, some of you have heard, we're starting a series that's like 2 content creators working on builds together. If you didn't know I was doing that, I'm doing that. That will also start this month. I also have that pretty much done. Zelp and I are probably going to do the first one of those in a week or so. It's going to be pretty soon. It's pretty much ready to go. And I'm very excited about that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and I'm very excited for it. Will be my way of including other content creators in my stuff, and it should be a good time. Oh, good. Puzzly, you gave me some examples. Twin Viper's Wraith, Axani, Alfuris, X-Stiletto, and Axomati are all essentially the same gun. I totally disagree. So, for example, Twin Viper's Wraith is a super high output, very low damage per bullet. Nullifier bubbles get exploded. Very bad status, good critical stats, good recoil. It's got fairly good accuracy. Oh god, that was my macro. Very good accuracy, and very good all-around output, but just like not very good damage and not very good status. And the way it feels to fire is like a laser, but it's not like actually that strong, you know? And then let's see, Axani is just bad. I'm gonna leave that one for later. Alfuris is another really high output one that I agree does feel like Twin Viper's Wraith. I agree there. Axletto is like automatic sniper with really high status and literally no recoil and not very high output. Very good ammo efficiency, more plotting. Really weird weapon to have be auto. And has this feeling of like very precise shots, like really like plotting precise shots, that I think feels totally different than other weapons. It doesn't feel like Twin Viper's Wraith, doesn't feel like Axani at all, doesn't feel like Dexfuris, doesn't have very high output at all. That's totally different. So I think that's a lot different. And then Axletto is like really high output, very low accuracy, very high crits, you know, has very distinct kick, like the recoil is relatively there. Accuracy is pretty low, you need to spray, it's a spraying weapon in a way that those other weapons are not. That was actually pretty bad time to kill, but whatever, not awful, it got the job done. From the Akbolto, I meant. So I don't know, I disagree, I think those weapons are different. I do agree that like Axani and Alfuris and stuff are very like bullet spammy, like just not very interesting weapons. But I don't think there's that many, and I think among those weapons you mentioned, there are meaningful differences. They do feel different to use. But I can kind of understand what you mean. I don't totally disagree. I just think that it's not that bad. Can we leave now? The mission is like you can never leave. Well, again, Peacemate, the reason that I said what I said is because whatever you meant, what you said was most likely to be interpreted as what I interpreted, and that didn't make sense to anyone else. Well, you shot him in the gut. Yeah, well, he's not vulnerable to headshots because it's Corrupted 4, so gotta shoot him in the gut. Shoot him right in the what's it called? The diaphragm. The diaphragm. I cannot believe it was so difficult for me to say that. That was weird and buggy. I don't understand why that happened. Good job, Gray. We did it. Hold on. Let me good work. Why? Boop. And I'm so uncomfortable with doing caps on this. The one weird thing about this keyboard is like I have two shift keys on each side, but they're my thumb. So like instead of it being that you hit the spacebar all the time, it's like I'm finding my hands wanting to cooperate with the shift keys. Like if the letter I want to type and have be capital is on the right side, I'm like left side shift key, O, like, or it's like W, like right side shift key, W, and it feels super weird. I'm surprised you didn't do Patient Zero yet. Omega Destroyer, I actually have on an alt account that I don't use anymore, but like a long time ago I did. The reason I'm not excited about it is because I have actually already done it, just not on this account. But I'll save it for a rainy day and probably do it again at some point. I don't remember it that well, so I was cut in half, destroyed. But then Zandy made a keyboard that is also cut in half. Got a keyboard, made a keyboard. The one weird thing about that keyboard. All right, well, all right, let's put your pitchforks down, folks. Okay. What else do I want to get done today? I got that one waybound we were working toward, by the way. Let's look at that real quick. Can you help me out with a Riven? Maybe. you know me and Rivens. I gotta move it down now because I have too many waybounds. It's a Torrid Riven with 200% crit chance and 200% crit damage, but isn't the Torrid more of a status weapon? Just look at its stats. So I'm going to type in, I'm going to tell you to do this, but I'll do it as well. So I'm opening Google and typing in Warframe, except I can't type on this keyboard. Warframe, there we go. We're getting there. Torrid, enter. And it has a 15% crit chance. So the 15% is like on the cusp. With the incredibly high amounts that you have, I would say that 15% could be usable. But with a weapon as slow firing as the Torrid, I would have said that with normal crit mods, it's not consistent enough. But that could be okay with that much, like values that high. If you use the other crit mods, it could be pretty good. You would end up one build to rule them alling it. You could just do electricity, and then you'd have corrosive with decent status and good crits, and then you do crit mod, multi-shot, base damage mod, etc. Or you could do Torrid in chat. Yeah, but like looking at the stuff on the wiki also gives you like sometimes there are idiosyncrasies with the weapon that are important to look at. I still think you should wiki things a lot because it adds some information that you wouldn't get otherwise. But you can indeed type Torrid in brackets in chat. That's not a bad that's not a bad tip at all. So you might be able to, but I also want to say what Salmon said. I think that's true. You got to keep in mind that multiplying a small number by a large number is still a small number. So it matters what the weapon's base crit is. But at the same time, like again, in this case, 15% is like kind of okay. Like that's in the area where it's like, it could be good with crits. So that high of a value puts it at the level where it's like it could be consistent. Slow firing weapon with low instances of damage, so not maybe a great idea normally. Like imagine if it was a sniper rifle, but then like if you add the values to make it more consistent, then maybe. So I don't know. I would say if you already have the Riven, I would just try it. Like the Torrid is gonna be good with a Riven, like some Riven, so just forma for it and build it and see how it is. It'll probably be okay. Like, I think it might be alright, so it's worth trying. I would try it before re-rolling it. If you're gonna re-roll it, I would go for status chance, though. And projectile velocity. That is something the Torrid wants. I hate that about the Torrid. The grenades, like, float. It's, like, magical. They just, like, float through the air. I guess they're meant to be, like, little spores, maybe, so that's why. Anyway, the thing I was trying to say I got is this. I should have had that over this the whole time. Anybody has focus questions, we're here, so let them rip. He can't do anything on the keyboard, but damn if his hands don't feel great. I know, right? Yeah. It's worth it, though. Like, I can already feel, like, it's not that bad, you know? Like, it already feels like, okay, I'm getting there as far as, like, feeling comfortable with it. Yeah, Luke, of course. For situations like that, it can be helpful to just like talk out the consistency thing. Again, most of the time it's just a matter of practicality. Like as long as the damage will be okay, and that's like you can just know 15% is on the cusp of being all right. I would usually go for 20%, but with values high enough, it can be all right. Rivens make it a little more complicated sometimes, but mostly that's how it works. Yeah, so for those that have not been keeping up with my focus deal, Inner Might is good, but like, it just doesn't do enough for me to want to rush it. And Voltaic Blast is, I've heard, actually really good. I've heard this procs electricity relatively consistently. I actually haven't used it yet because I don't have enough pool to activate it, even though I have it at full rank almost. Peacemate, it's not a dedicated gaming keyboard. It's meant to be a keyboard for typists, like for people that are writing a lot on a keyboard. And I also write a lot on my keyboard, a lot. So, and I really like typing too. Something I haven't really talked about that much is I have dysgraphia, which is like the writing version of dyslexia. So when I try to write, my brain has trouble making words that I'm thinking into like pen strokes. It's bad in English, but it gets even worse with languages like Chinese and Japanese, where there are many strokes to the kanji characters and stuff. So it is very, very difficult for me to handwrite. I have very pretty handwriting, but it's because I have to take so long. I'm a like devastatingly slow handwriter. So I've been typing, like when I learned touch typing in school, I was like, let's go. It was so freeing. And it's gotten worse as I got older. So I type a ton and I really like typing. But normal keyboards feel really bad because you have to crunch your shoulders in, you know, and like this feels so good. Like you can see, I have my hands on the keyboards right now, like, and they're maybe 1.5 feet apart, and you can see my shoulders are so open, like it's so comfortable. Anyway, so it's partially meant to be ergonomic, but a lot of ergonomic keyboards are like crazy, like totally, like the keys are everywhere. And this one is very, very natural overall. Like the keys are still in a place that is natural. It's still QWERTY layout, and it's not like you have to relearn how to touch type. Like they're in the same place. But the thumb, your thumbs get keys too. So it is a good time. And it has pommel keys to switch the functions of the keys, which is a really cool feature. And it's mostly the periphery keys that are changed, changed in locations. So it takes getting used to, but it's really not that bad, and it's so much more comfortable. Like it's so nice, so comfortable. It's expensive. So if money is a thing that you do not have a ton of, I wouldn't prioritize getting this, but it's a really nice thing. If you type literally all the time and that's not going to change anytime soon, I might recommend it. It's a good gift. Ask for it as a gift. My mom got it for me as a Christmas gift like years ago when it was in pre-order, and it's just taken like all this time to get here. I was still in college when she got. I was given this so long ago, but it's finally here after all this time. Yes. Well, Zez, you have to, you got to be a little bit careful because there is also a distinction in like, I don't really know what this part is called, but like if I try to write, like if I force it to write, my awareness state decays and eventually I faint. So like, for example, I took an 80-minute philosophy test one time and I instantly knew I was a very good student in college. Not a productive student. I know things well. I knew the answer to every question immediately, and it took me the full 80 minutes to just write down my answers. I didn't spend any time thinking. I wrote nonstop for 80 minutes, and right as I finished it, I fainted for like only a few seconds. And my teacher was like, "What's wrong? Like, were you know?" He thought I was stressed out or something, and I was like, "No, it was really easy. Like, he wouldn't let me type it. He hadn't let me type it." And I was like, no, it's that thing I explained that you wouldn't let me do. So as an example of the scale, it's like, it's not a danger for everyday life, but in school, it's a significant hindrance. And there are lots of people who just have bad handwriting. It's not exactly the same thing, because I have pretty handwriting. It's just like really slow, and I like pass out as I'm writing. Yeah, the price of the keyboard is $330. That's useful. I pre-ordered it, so it was a little cheaper, but it's very expensive. It's very expensive. It's made of maple wood. It has like the highest grade LEDs in the world in it that you can custom program to like anything. It's incredible. It's really pommel keys. No. JJ, pommel is not a fancy word. It's just it's a nice word. Sorry, I missed something puzzly. Any tips for surviving with Banshee? Yeah, use quick thinking. Move around a lot and use your abilities really often and use quick thinking. But Savage Silence, like Savage Banshee, Shy Savage Banshee, like, it's not built to be easy to survive. Like, the whole point is that, like, Banshee can have that potency and, like, that high damage, but you can't really survive using it. That's why it's not good, you know? Oh, the Convectrix is ready. Let's go. So, eh. So my tip is plan to die. If you're gonna play Savage Banshee, you're probably gonna die. Once I get comfortable with this keyboard, we should do a Savage Banshee tribute stream. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. Like, Shy is a good amount of the reason that I started making Warframe videos. So I want to do a tribute stream to that. Cade Rail, if you're still here, you asked how do you get abilities on the side. I don't really know what you mean. You're talking about focus abilities. Those are, if that's what you mean, those are waybounds. So the way they work, let me show you. Let's go back in there and show you. Boop. Let me scroll back down though. RIP teachers, I know, right? Oh yeah, no, of course, Says. Like, you might very well. I think it's a very underdiagnosed thing because some people's schooling allows them to type a lot, so it just doesn't become an issue. If you only write for small periods of time and it's not that bad, then you could just be like, oh, I have bad handwriting. That's something we're very socialized to think, like, bad handwriting is normal, which is fine. Yeah, so no, I mean, it's useful. I agree. Like, when I was told that could actually be a thing, when I was really young, I was like, oh. Okay, so Cade Rail, here's how they work. So in every focus tree, let's go to a different one. Let's go to Naramon. Okay, let's go to Vozarin. So, as you can see, in Vozarin, I only have Mending Unity, Enduring Tides, and Rejuvenating Tides unlocked. But let's just get rid of everything. So here's the Vozarin focus tree. Ignore these. Let's move those away. Okay. This is the Vozarin focus tree. In every focus tree, they're all structured like basically the same way. There's a node in the center that is the first node and it has some passive thing. There's another passive node that's on its own. And then there are 4 branches that have 2 nodes each. One of them is for Void Mode, one of them is for Void Dash, one of them is for Void Blast, and the other 2 are waybounds. They're called waybounds. And the way they work is if you rank them all the way up and finish them, you can pay 1,000,000 focus for that tree, which is a lot, I know, and an Eidolon shard, a brilliant Eidolon shard, and unbind them, which means they can now be used in any tree, but you still have to pay pool capacity for them. So every tree is like this. So as you can see, for this tree, this is the passive node, then the Void Mode nodes, the Void Dash nodes, the Void Blast nodes, and then the 2 nodes that you can unbind. Let me redo my, yeah, okay. Just turn on everything. Okay. We'll get rid of that. And now let's go to a different one like Naramon. And as you can see, we have the same thing, a passive node, a Void Mode nodes, Void Dash nodes, Void Blast nodes, and 2 waybound nodes, yeah? And that is how they work. Can I turn everything on? For some of these that I don't have a bunch of other things active, I can turn everything on, which is nice. That's how it works. So basically, they're just 2 nodes. There are 2 nodes that you can pay an insane amount of focus to eventually make available everywhere. So as I've been doing my focus, I set it up so that everything would be active for Zeneric, because that's the one I plan to use most of the time. I think the opportunity cost of not using Zeneric is really high. So I plan to set up my focus in a way, I built out my focus in a way where I'm always using Zeneric, and I just have all of the good waybounds from all the other trees active here. And then I have my build set up like this. So for example, Zeneric's 2 waybound things are good, but I haven't unbound them, because I'm going to use Zeneric all the time. So I don't need them somewhere else. But as you can see, Void Flow here is at max rank, and it increased my energy by 90%, but I can only use this in Zeneric. If I pay 1,000,000 focus and a Brilliant Eidolon shard, I could use it in any other tree too. But you should keep in mind that these waybounds cost a lot of way, a lot of pool. A lot of pool. This would cost 16 pool in another tree. Like, it's expensive. Like, they're very expensive. Using all these waybounds, this is 11, this is 7, this is 7, 7, 7, 10. They're expensive to have, like, all of these active. I have 87 pool I'm using, and I don't have Rejuvenating Tides, which is another 10, and then this, which is another 5, and they're not even ranked all the way up. Like, Void Siphon, I need 3 more ranks. You need, like, well over 100 pool, even just to use this, which is, like, the official Zandy Pants. These are the ones I think are useful. Hi.
Hello.
You hungry?
Yeah.
You still want to go?
Yeah.
Yay. We're going to go eat a crap ton of food after this, and it's going to be the best. It's the best way to send someone off or welcome someone back. Like, Anna went on a trip this weekend, and right before she left, we went out to this really nice Japanese restaurant and ate so much food. And it was the best thing. It was so good. And now we're going to do it again because she just came back. So it's going to be the best. Zez, okay, so yeah, for me, writing with a pen pencil can be painful. Exactly. Like, for me, it hurts. Like, it physically hurts. And mentally, I feel, like, cloudy. Typing, on the other hand, while not painful, leads me prone to swapping letters. Huh. That's odd. Interesting. I don't know why. I really like typing. Again, I think it's because I focused on it so much. Unairu doesn't get enough love. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the things that are good in Unairu are good, but there's not enough of them, you know? Which I think is a shame. But anyway, this is not even, like, all the waybounds, you know? Like, I'm still missing some because I don't really think they're worth it. But this is, like, just, you know, including this node and then, like, eventually including this node. This is just, like, the definitive edition. Zandy thinks these are the good focus nodes. You need, like, 120 pool for this, which is, like, millions and millions of focus that doesn't even get you any abilities. I don't know. I don't even know why we have pool. It irritates me. Anyway, that's what I have to say about focus. Actually, we might be able to get more. Do we have any shards? Oh, we have one. Okay, we'll save those. I'm not going to farm more focus for a little while, though. I'm kind of burnt out of it. On it. We'll probably stop streaming pretty soon, and I will go eat. Because I can hear Anna fidgeting. She wants to go eat. I want to eat, too. I'm actually pretty hungry.
I'm not fidgeting.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just meant I thought you were trying to express that you were excited to go eat. That's all. It's okay. Hi. What you doing?
None of your beeswax.
Ouch. Well, I guess I'll just keep streaming then, shall we? Oh, hold on. I got someone trying to type streaming. I don't know where the colon is. Okay. No. Oh, it's so bad. Okay. We're getting a little bit faster on typing, but not quite. Wish Inner Might worked for channeled abilities instead of melee. Yeah, it would be interesting, but I feel like that would also be really overpowered. And Zeneric already has way too much stuff, you know? I don't want Zeneric to get more goodies because it's way too strong already. Let's see how we can do with Gara and see if it's any better. I love the hard things. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, these are annoying and hurt my eyes, but I I think they do look like visually nice. They're just like sometimes my eyes are like, you know. Let's play a little bit more, but then I'll probably go. I want to practice, you know? Like, I want to get used to it as fast as possible because it's gonna, like, truth be told, it's gonna slow down my workflow a lot while I'm getting used to it. So, I gotta get used to it as fast as I can because I don't want to stop, you know? Like, I don't want to take a break for it. I want to just get it incorporated in. Dominic Russ, I'm not streaming tomorrow, so my stream schedule is Monday, Thursday, and Saturday on Twitch, and Tuesday here on YouTube. So I don't stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. My regular stream time is like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. On Tuesdays, we're on YouTube, and Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we're on Twitch. I gotta make like a banner that has that on it. I realize that I don't have a good way to show people that, and I should. I feel like a little bit of a delay on Peacemaker. Oh no! No! Oh, I'm the worst. I am that person that did that. I am the worst person. I'm bad. I feel so bad. Someone in chat says, you are stupid? Yeah. People make mistakes. Don't be an asshole. Speaking of operators, my brother is making a bunch of hypothetical changes to operators to see if he can make them viable for actual damage and not just activated passives. I just feel like, Sam, and I feel like what they should have done is just had void damage be like percent damage or something. Like, that's already effectively how it is because the Terror List is, the Terror List has, you know, like, you can't modify the damage of them, so the Terror List is going to take about the same from each amp. So, like, they could be percent damage, and it would be the same for Terror List fighting. They wouldn't change that balance, but then, like, for other mobs, it would be viable-ish. There is a concern that they'd be a little overpowered, because operator abilities in general are rather strong, but their EHP is certainly not rather strong, so there's that. Yeah, there is a weird delay. Maybe it's because I'm not the host. Because are you seeing that? It's like, what? There I just deployed Peacemaker, but I could still shoot my Tenora for a few seconds. Questionable. That one person who did that, I know, right? I will forever be known as going to go down in infamy as that one guy who did that one thing. The most infamous of titles. Right, let's just catch up with my team so I can't piss them off too much. Wonderful. Well, no, I mean, the problem with operators is that they don't have a way to increase their damage, and they don't have a way to deal with armor very effectively. Although there is that one... Anyway. They don't scale, you know? That's just how high ping Peacemaker works. I've never experienced that. My internet is too good. I need to learn about high ping Peacemaker more. Are you seeing that too? Like, I just had my bullets like stage shooting. You see that? They're like shooting up even though I'm aiming. That's jank. Door hacker Zandy, it's true. Oh, that's bad. Ooh, okay, no, this is cool. One of his suggestions is like changing how you use operators entirely. So he wants to add a thing he calls reaching, where you get out of your Warframe like halfway and use a focus tree related ability. Yeah. So what I want it to be more like is like stands in JoJo's, where like exactly like you said, like your operator like partially comes out and like does an ability while you're in your Warframe. That would be useful, like especially Void Blast. That would be like really, really helpful. Giving you like a little melee panic button that you can just like do it, like activate your stando and just give them the old everybody 1-2 step. Actually, I kind of have enough of these. Whatever, I'll just keep it. What if operators could wear suits that had special powers and increased mobility? Yeah, I thought they were going to do that at first. So Mars, when they announced there being operator armor, I thought what they meant is that we were going to get like MMORPG style gear for our operator that gave us like stats, which I thought would have been really out of place in Warframe, but like kind of cool. And no, like that no. No. But it would be interesting. I do think it would mesh rather poorly with this game as a whole. But it would be interesting if it were the case. I'll do like another one. A Nightane alert. No. Let's grab that Nightane alert. Or maybe Shotgun Scavenger? No, I have that. Let's do mobile defense. So yeah, no, I think it would be cool, Salmon. I agree. Like the idea of having your stando come out of your warrior. It's reverse stands because the stand is what you normally are. Having your stando come out of your Warframe a little bit and do the thing would be cool. I definitely agree. And I mean, what I would say too is I think that there's space for that in the sense that like they need to one-up themselves for TennoCon this year, and I have no idea how they're going to do that. Folks, if anyone is going to TennoCon, let me know, because I'd love to meet up with you guys. Joey Zero and I are going to go and have a drinking contest at TennoCon, and it's going to be the best. So if you'd like to be my designated driver, if you know what I'm saying, we could set a thing up, you know? It's close to viral, but it's also a damage multiplier. I think modding amps would kind of solve the problem a lot. I think a lot of the problem would be solved by modding amps. I don't really know why they won't let us do that. It seems like a really obvious thing to. And it would also not change tier list fighting, because if void damage is all that damages, if the only thing that damages tier list is void damage, they can just keep that the same. We don't have a mod for void damage. We can't add it, you know. So it would be fine for that case. When is TennoCon this year? I forget. It's like the same as last year, July 7th. Why do you know and I don't? Go, because you're gonna be gone, right? Yeah, last year Anna came with me, but this year she's busy.
I'm going to LA.
Yeah, well, okay. We're going to London, Ontario.
Ooh, so cool.
One of the Warframe partners wants to get an Airbnb with like all of the Warframe partners in it. I think that'd be fun. We'll have to see. It would be hard to coordinate, but like I think it would be a lot of fun. Well, operators are they're OP for movement and survival, but like Hawk, they're not OP in the sense of like they don't actually do anything. They just live and they're very mobile, but they don't actually accomplish anything. When you have a lot of waybounds, it gets overpowered as like a movement mechanic and a utility mechanic, but not like they don't accomplish anything, you know? Well, I mean, procrastinator partially flavor, because you know, like we're touched by the void, and the sentients and eidolons are voidy something, you know. That part makes sense to me, and I think it's fine to have like you have one part of the fight where you use your operator and one part of the fight where you don't, if that's not every fight. I just think that the way it's implemented at the moment is like not that scalable, and it makes the operator feel too disconnected from the rest of the game. I think that they just need to make your operator a little more relevant to other parts of the game than they currently feel like they are. Where are all the enemies? There we go. Yeah, Scooby, I'm doing all right with the new keyboard. It's feeling a little bit better. There are still some key bindings for stuff I just like need to change. It will still take some work, but I'm getting a lot more comfortable with like where everything is. and what finger to use for stuff so it's not like inefficient and uncomfortable, which is supposed to be the whole thing I'm trying to prevent. But it's still gonna be like for a couple of weeks. It's just gonna be a little inefficient. Probably not a couple weeks. Probably this week will be enough. Why do you use Lightning Dash on Mesa? It doesn't have to be Lightning Dash, but using one of the bullet jump mods on Mesa is really good because Peacemaker is better used in the air while moving, so that you're not rooted in place. It gives you the ability to hit more targets. It lets you hit targets behind cover more easily. So being able to bullet jump higher is valuable on Mesa. Lightning Dash is also just a high quality mod in general in the sense that it lets you move around really quick and gives your bullet jump really good crowd control. So there's lots of good reasons to use it for lots of different reasons. It can also occasionally make healing returns stronger, that's true, but that's not the major reason. You should check out my, Scooby, you should watch my framework for Mesa. I very recently did a whole video on this Mesa setup. Because I've been using it for like years, so, but the Lightning Dash is a pretty new addition. Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, Procrastinator, that's fair, but you also got to keep in mind, like, the Tenno were wanting to be, I mean, the Orokin wanted to restrain the Tenno to some degree so that they could control their scary void powers, and so it would make sense if they were very powerful. Like, it makes sense to have them be, like, really strong, and that the strongest shields of the Sentients would be destroyed by the super OP void powers. And then we'd use our Warframes, which were made for fighting normal part of the Sentient, to fight the normal part of the Sentient. But I don't know. I do agree that the lore is a little bit of a lost cause to some degree, though. I kind of agree, Salmon, where, like, you can't use the lore to argue too much. How do I get Lightning Dash? Scooby, always look it up in the wiki. I do not remember where it drops, but you should just wiki Lightning Dash. Yeah, no, it's true, Salmon. Like, they have to, they've got to speed up the pace. Like, we needed to get Sacrifice, like, last year. I don't know. Now it's like, when are we going to get it? We're getting Venus Open World pretty soon. Like, what's going on? I don't know. I'd like to go to TennoCon, but I'm at the wrong London. That hurts. That's a little bit too real. That's wonderful. Yeah, it would be cool to have, like, a European one, too. I feel like that would be pretty popular. Oh. Okay. Okay. Now I'm really hungry. Okay, Anna, are you hungry? Because I'm actually really hungry. Like,
Yeah,
if we go eat, will you eat?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Okay, folks, I'm gonna go eat. I'm very hungry. If you want to watch more Warframe, as always, you should go to my Twitch. I'm always hosting people, streaming other Warframe content, so if you want to keep watching content, but I'm leaving, you can go to my Twitch and watch. Who are we hosting right now? We're not hosting anyone right now. Hold on. I'll host someone. Or maybe not. Hold on, let's take a look. How's the Warframe directory going? Let's take a look. Who we got? Headshot's on. We could do that. Toss Headshot a host. Down for that. Oh, that was pretty fast. There we go. All right. If you'd like to watch more Warframe stuff, go check out my stream where I'm hosting somebody else. Thank you all for being a great audience and bearing with my really sluggish learning. It's not that bad. I'm not doing that bad. But still, kind of janky. Let's be honest. And I will see you all on Thursday on Twitch. Again, if you're new to the stream, Monday, Thursday, Saturday around this time on Twitch, and Tuesday around this time here. And I will see you all then. You can expect frameworks this week. They're pretty much ready, and I was actually gonna do one today, but I wanted to I wanted to stream. Oh, hold on. No, Hawk, I'll answer your question really quick. No problem. What's your opinion on Void Strike? Is it going to get nerfed? Because we had a test run where one guy kept charging from beginning till Ganchless, and he one-shotted each shield. I don't know. Maybe. But I feel like so many of the waybounds and so many of the operator passives are so bad in so many situations that, like, if they nerf it, they'll probably keep it useful because they want them to feel useful, you know? It's just, like, a little bit too strong. So, I don't know. They'll probably keep it useful. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think it would be worth investing in. Even if they nerf it, it'll probably be okay. That's my hope, anyway. And D has been better at design lately. The nerfs and buffs have been more targeted.
I'm on fire.
Okay, I'll see you all next time.